Okay, today Panasonic have released the version 2.0 firmware for the Panasonic GH6. So a lot of people have been waiting for this update. It's a big update if you've got the Atomos Ninja, either the 5 or the 5 Plus, and also if you use the RSC2. But also it brings in a whole lot of new shooting modes internally in the camera. So we're just going to quickly have a look what we've got on here. So you can see if we jump down to the firmware update section, so in the spanner we've got the firmware version. You can see down here I'm now on version 2.0. If you don't know how to update body or lens firmware, I'll link to a tutorial above and you can jump over and do that. But basically all we're going to do is quickly just run through a couple of the bits in there. So I haven't got an Atomos Ninja screen with me, so I can't show you the raw outputs for it, but essentially the new update has given raw support for pretty much most of the modes across the camera. So you can get a raw readout from pretty much everything, and that goes right up to the 5.8K. And also on there we've got, like I say, for people that use gimbals like the DJI RS, the RS2 or the RSC2. Unfortunately, I've only got the RS, the original, but essentially in the original one you needed a phone to do kind of ActiveTrack on it. But now with the RSC2 or the RS2, you can do that from the camera, which is really good. That's like that's really sort of pushing me to possibly upgrade to the the RS2 or the RSC2 now. It'd probably be the RSC2 really with this camera, but I know they have just released newer versions, but I mean that feature actually is really nice, because having the phone on there for ActiveTrack is quite clunky and quite difficult to use. So I quite like that they've added that in there. That's a nice little feature. And I was looking into getting the Ninja 5 Plus as well, so hopefully I'll be have one of those fairly shortly, because having ProRes Raw would be would just be great really with this camera, because so far it's been really nice to work with, and I'm looking forward to using the internal ProRes modes too. The download itself was fairly big actually. It was nearly a 200 meg file, but it only took a couple of minutes to install. So once it was down, it was pretty quick, to be honest. If you don't have any of those accessories, it's still totally worth upgrading to this, because you don't need the RSC2 or the a Ninja externally to sort of benefit from this version 2 update. We can quickly see that in here. If we jump into the video menu and then we jump into the sort of film strip bit, if we jump into the record format, all we had before were literally just the larger sort of options for ProRes. Like there were only, I think it was 2, I can't even remember now, I've only just changed it, but yeah, there were only a couple in there. But now if we jump into the ProRes options, you can see they've added, we've got HQ, we've got FHD and we've got C4K. So there's 4K settings for 25 and 50, and we've got HD settings as well, 25 and 50. This is on PAL, so it'll be 3060 on NTSC. And also in between that there's a couple of 422 HQ options as well, which you can probably just about see as I'm scrolling through. Hopefully this is in focus. I can't actually see the screen, but you can see in there we've got a couple of HQ options and just some standard 422 options. So yeah, it's really good update, to be honest. Even if you don't have those additional pieces of hardware for the camera, it's yeah, you're getting all those extra ProRes features, so that's really nice to be able to use that. And I've heard sort of a bit of confusion about sort of what's going on with these things, but essentially what's in the camera, obviously these new ProRes formats, they're not ProRes Raw. Only the ones from the Ninja 5 or the Ninja 5 Plus are ProRes Raw. These are these sort of 422 versions. So, but they're, you know, the benefit of using them, that they might be bigger, but they're going to be really nice to work with in you know, in an editing suite. So that's you know, a really nice option to have there as like an additional thing. And unfortunately, you know, this update isn't the one that came with the SSD recording, which I know a lot of people were kind of holding out for. But I think you know, it sounded like on from what Lumix have been saying, that it is coming shortly. It's sort of subject to a lot of testing, and you know, to be honest, they probably didn't want to release an update this big alongside an SSD update as well, because there's probably just a lot that can go wrong in that one update. So it's yeah, hopefully that's, you know, on the roadmap and coming soon. I mean, I don't know any better than anyone else, but it's something I'm really hoping that is coming along soon, especially with you know, with the new file sizes of these. They're going to be quite sort of intensive, but it's yeah, it's great that, you know, these are here and they're available to use now. So yeah, it's definitely worth grabbing the update. And like I say, if you don't know how to do it, just check out that tutorial on how to do it, and yeah, you can sort of start benefiting from the new features available. If this video's helped, then please give it a like. If you want to see more about the GH6, then check out the GH6 tutorials playlist on this channel, or please subscribe.